I've been stacking silver and gold for a lot of years. I mean, decades. People keep asking me, Keith, how much silver to gold should I have in my personal stack? We're going to cover that topic and so much more right here in this video. What you have in front of you is a whole lot of silver, a whole lot of gold. I mean, for some people, they don't collect gold. But for those of you that do, this ratio does not make sense. We're looking at like 100 ounces of silver, 9 ounces of gold. Well, it's September 4th, 2024. Gold is at or around $2,500 and silver is about $28 per ounce. At least it was this morning before I, got up and started moving around, so to speak. But that ratio just don't make any sense. That's 11.1 ounces of silver to 1 ounce of gold. Who's going to stack that? Who can afford to stack that? Not me, that's for sure. Well, different people stack different ways. The ones that do stack gold, some of them go by the silver to gold ratio, which is right now, as I said, $2,500 and silver's at $28. That puts it at an 89 of these, 89 ounces of silver to 1 ounce of gold. Well, that seems pretty simple, right? Really it's not, because those folks that want to stack by the ratio, they constantly have to monitor or maintain their silver to gold ratio, because silver to gold ratio goes up. It could fall as low as 60, 70, 80 an ounce to 1 ounce of gold, or could go as high as, I've seen it as high as 125 ounces of silver to 1 ounce of gold. So there is a big range, and to monitor that constantly, that might put a little bit of stress on you. Well, there's an easier way to do it. Now, as you know, we do a Tuesday night chat with Mid-America Coins right here on Coin Crew. So if you want to join, feel free. We'd love to see you. It's at 7:30 Eastern Time every Tuesday. He stacks, Mike from Mid-America Coin, stacks at a ratio of 75 ounces to silver to 1 ounce of gold. Now, that's pretty simple. It's understandable. You got every 75 ounces, you got an ounce of gold. I kind of like his ideal, but I don't like the ideal because it seems I've seen it a lot closer in ratio than the 75 to 1. So what I try to do, and this is the way I've done it over the years, everybody's going to get their own plan, their own system that they use that works for them. As I said, everybody does not stack gold because it's just too darn expensive. I mean, $2,500 as melt value. I would imagine you could buy a car or something kind of expensive without a doubt. But the way I do it, and a lot of you are waiting to hear the way I do it, it's simple. I have the same, I sit there and I guess you could say I put the dollar value into it. I have the same dollar value of silver as I do of gold in my personal stack. Now, as far as the business is concerned, that's just kind of, it doesn't really have a stack. It just buys and sells silver and gold. One day it may be heavy on gold, another heavy on silver. But for personal expenditures, my personal stack, I keep it up even by the dollar. Now, say if silver was $30 an ounce and gold was $3,000, that means I would have 100 ounces of silver and 1 ounce of gold, because that's a 100 to 1 ratio, 30 to 3,000. Now, you're sitting there saying, Keith, how can you possibly keep that in line? Because an ounce of gold is so much more. At today's level, it's $2,500 and $28 for silver. If gold goes up or silver goes up, how are you going to keep that in line without having to buy gold and then a whole bunch of silver to go with it? The way I do it, believe it or not, is simple. Right here, I have 11 1/10 ounce fractionals. How I do it is when one is lower than the other. That's right. It adjusts in price. So if silver goes down a little bit, I need to buy a little more silver without having to sell gold. And when gold goes down a little bit, instead of having to buy a whole ounce, I just buy a fractional. It's simple. It keeps me in line a lot easier than buying a whole ounce and then buying some silver to make it up. Now, a lot of you are sitting there saying the premiums on fractional are expensive. I'm not going to tell you they're not. They are expensive. But if you want simplicity, if you want to make it easy to understand, you're going to need to add some fractional to your stack. And you know what they say about diversity? Diversity is the key to building great wealth, a nice stack. So you got some big ones, you got some little ones. Don't worry about the premium as much as you worry about keeping it even. So my tip and advice, what I recommend you do, if you can afford it, is keep the dollar amount even. It's much easier to keep up with. All you have to do is look at spot every day. You got this many ounces of silver and this many ounces of gold. You figure out what you need to add to make it even. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate all your super support. And if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, give me a comment, and maybe even a share. And definitely answer down in the comments what you like your stack to be. How much silver to gold would you like to have in your stack? Thanks for watching.